Awesome.
Awesome. Okay, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us here today. Um, Lasha and I have been working together for years, and one of our favorite things to do is to get together and do some work together. And we thought that we would invite all of you along to join us to hopefully help get a little bit of clarity and clear some of the blocks out that might be getting in the way of abundance. That's the topic that we chose for today. So yeah, abundance is an interesting thing. So, it's most of us would like to think that we have the mindset of abundance, right? We want to believe that there is enough for everyone and that there's flow and ample resources and whatnot. But the fact is that a lot of our conditioning over time has shown us that that's not the case. And so we develop these beliefs and experiences that build upon our filters, and next thing we know, this is our experience of life. So, and I think if we could be a bit honest with where we're really at with the concept of abundance, we'll be able to reach a little bit deeper into clearing some of these beliefs out. So I think that if to get really good work out of these exercises, it would be valuable to look at the concept of scarcity. So, and the truth is, we probably actually have a much stronger relationship with the concept of scarcity. Like think of, we first wake up, what's your first thought? Or sometimes what's your first thought? I didn't get enough sleep. And think of how much throughout your day you feel like there's not enough. You don't have enough time. There's not enough money. Oh, I didn't eat enough veggies today, or I didn't eat well enough, or I didn't organize things enough. I didn't study enough. I didn't plan. I didn't, and there are many, many times throughout the day, if we really look at that, where we're in this place of not enough. And since we work in a world of duality, we also have the opposite scenario, right? Too much. How many times in the day the not enough and too much are the opposite sides of the same coin. So if you have the belief not enough operating, there's also the too much that's operating as well, right? So, oh, I ate too much. Oh, I'm too emotional. Oh, I talk too much. Oh, I sat on the couch too much. Oh, I'm too lazy. I spent too much money. There's all of these judgments that go hand in hand with not enough. So we're usually stuck flip-flopping between this state, too much, not enough. And it's really distorting our perception and blocking us from abundance. So the focus here is really going to be looking at, satiation, satisfaction, and clearing and making way for the flow of abundance to come through. And with that, we have 3 exercises we're going to focus on. I'm going to turn it over to Lasha. She's going to start off our first exercise. It would be valuable to have a pen and paper with you for this one. Go
Awesome.
for it, Lasha.
Thanks, Amanda, and welcome everyone. So our first exercise, I call it break free. And so there's just a combination of different theories and concepts that I've used through my training and my teaching that kind of put it all together for this exercise. So as we know, a lot of our belief systems are established in the first 7 years of life. Like, this always amazes me. I sit back and I think, oh my goodness, my kids are almost at that mark. They've already been imprinted. They've already acquired their attitudes and beliefs. And so, how many of us remember our first 7 years? How much of it is actually conscious? No, it's all kind of stored in our subconscious mind. And that's why we can get into these different reoccurring patterns, and our outcomes don't match what we say we want to do, is because there's a lot of these hidden stories, hidden memories, different events, beliefs that are all playing or all active, but in the subconscious mind. And so part of this exercise is for us to start exploring, what are some of those memories? What are maybe some of those beliefs? What are some of these identities or personalities that we have formed around these, to start breaking ourselves free? Because really, when we take a look at ourselves, it's kind of like we were a bright light bulb. And as we kind of evolved, we kind of put all those layers of these ideas of memories and thoughts that kind of dulled the life of us. So that's how we kind of feel exhausted, and we're playing those dualities that Amanda talks about. All of our energy goes into that versus just us being able to express ourselves authentically without having an attachment to one outcome or the other. So our first step is getting a pen and paper. I want you guys to do, I call it a brain drain, but this is another way that I like Amanda's input of complaining. So I want us just to complain about all of our thoughts, ideas, and beliefs around abundance. You know, what is it? What isn't it? What do you wish you had? What do you wish you didn't have? So it's just, there's no right or wrong to this. And so this is the unique exercise where, you can do this at any time on anything, is just clearing it out. And so sometimes when you get through this list, you'll be surprised yourself. I didn't think I thought that. So it's like writing it down without even thinking. What are your thoughts, beliefs? How do you feel? And just complain about abundance, or the lack of abundance, or what have you, whatever way you want to see abundance in, whatever, the too much or not enough. Go ahead, Amanda.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and getting in touch with not enough. Where is there not enough in your life, and where is there too much? And anywhere you can find proof, those are really good beliefs. Those are the subconscious beliefs, the reality that you're living. And the proof, if you can justify any of those statements you write down, those are going to be good ones to work. Okay, we'll give you a couple minutes to do that.
And another approach as you're doing a brain drain is, what do you blame? If I had this, my life would be this. Or if I received this, my life would be that. It's kind of like, where are you pointing the finger? Where are you blaming or dumping? So I'll give you about 30 seconds, laying it all in line, dumping it, keep writing whatever thoughts pop up. Okay, so now just take a moment, take a nice big deep breath in, let it all go. Now just reflect on your list. And I want you to pick one trigger or one item on your list that kind of surprises you the most, or that kind of feels has the most oomph or the biggest charge for you. And if you guys are wanting to participate, please feel free to pop that into our chat. What is your biggest trigger? What is the one thing from your brain drain that kind of surprised you? And it's funny, for me, my first thing was, it was like, it was fake. It's not real. It was like kind of like this illusion or this idea that, can you really get there? So that surprised me. As soon as I thought that thought crossed my mind, I was like, interesting. I feel that that's almost an illusion, or this something that might not be real. Nice. Abundance is complicated. I lack of fortitude. Fortitude or fortune? Fortitude? Sorry, I don't that word maybe.
Fortitude.
Fortitude. What's the definition of fortitude? Amanda? Or Karen, what does fortitude mean to you? Sorry, that word's new to me.
Sorry, say that again, Lasha.
So what's the definition of fortitude?
Yeah, like capabilities maybe, or like abilities.
To overcome.
Strength, ability to overcome.
Perfect. Thanks. Being fatigued. Awesome. Good. So what I want to do now is, as soon as we point our finger, we blame something for someone. So this is kind of our first exercise that I feel I always share with people. So, you know, this is kind of, this first exercise has a few steps, but this could be your one take home that you can use all the time for yourself. As soon as you point your finger outward to somebody, there's always going to be 3 coming back at yourself. So really, I am what I accuse the other of. So right now, what we've become aware of, we've accused abundance of, so for me, I accused abundance of being fake. Well, this is going to be uncomfortable going inward to see my part, but that's what this work is all about. All right, so turn it around, you know. We blamed abundance is complicated. So we turn around of I'm complicated. So what this does is it severs our pattern of blaming the external environment. And it takes us into the position of taking responsibility. So the more that we can feel empowered and take responsibility, say, okay, yeah, all right, there's elements of where I feel fake or I'm behaving fake. That's more empowering. It gives you your power back, and it also allows us to be able to start taking change, to be able to make change. It empowers us. All right, so we just kind of rephrase that phrase as I am. And so just kind of taking and shifting that perspective. Now our next step is, so we always have 3 fingers coming back. I want to hear 3 examples of how that is your behavior. So for me, I have to go inward and find, okay, where are 3 ways, or where in 3 areas of my life am I fake? So list off your 3 examples. So what this does is it starts taking the mind from thinking and projecting outward to the blame to coming inward and recognizing what our behaviors are. And as soon as we can start associating and becoming aware of our behaviors, we can start shifting and changing them. It empowers us now. When that habit pattern comes up, we have a choice now. We can choose to continue feeding that behavior, or we have awareness that we can start changing that pattern. Okay? 3 examples. Okay, where do I feel fake? So for an example, I'll often put a smile on my face cleaning up after supper to do dishes to have a good atmosphere. But often that's kind of fake. I don't sincerely always enjoy doing the dishes and the cleanup from making a meal, but I will portray that to just keep a happy environment. I often concede the areas that I'm uncomfortable, that I'll push myself to do it. So I may feel confident. So like my go lives on Facebook is another one. Like I will like be so scared inside. So whether that fear is the fake, it's a fake fear, or the fake confidence, but there's some fake there because it doesn't match. When I go on a go live, I'm not like, yeah, I'm on a go live. It's like, okay, I'm going to push myself to do this. So there's this level of fake of how I'm really feeling in front of the camera versus internally of that quivering, shaking, sweating that nobody can see on the other side. So those are just examples. So the more that we can turn around and say, those are my behaviors, I can associate with that. It starts, how do you guys feel? Do you feel a little bit, a shift already of taking responsibility? Like, okay, my experience can be slightly different now. Awesome. So this goes for anything. Anytime we accuse, we blame anyone, whether that's our spouses, our children. As soon as we have one finger that's going out, there's always going to be three coming back for us to take a look at our own behavior and cycles. Okay, so as soon as we have these thoughts, so my thought is, I believe abundance is fake. What happens is, it often is feeding a bit of an identity. So there's, we've acquired this coping pattern for some reason. We'll get maybe there soon. And so I want all of us just to close our eyes and think of your statement, your blaming statement. And what we're going to do is we're going to now go and find and identify what identity within us is that playing with. Is it feeding? So we're going to be looking for an I am statement. So I'll guide you with that language. And the best way to find this is the first word that pops into your mind. Okay, so just closing your eyes, taking a deep breath, and just tune into yourself, thinking of that thought, whatever your statement was to start off with. So believing this thought, I am, and what's the first word that comes to mind? So this has kind of formed an identity. I'll say that again. So just thinking of your trigger statement, believing this thought, I am, what's the first thing that pops into your mind? What word? And then just write it down. I am resourceful. Good. It doesn't have to be positive or negative. It's just whatever one pops up. As soon as we address one, you're going to be naturally working with the paradox as well. Now, as soon as we have an identity, as soon as we have this role that's kind of accumulated, it's going to find somewhere in the body to store itself because it needs to have life. It needs to participate. It needs to characterize our life. And so let's go inward. I want you to find, where is this identity located? Where in the body? Once again, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just a matter of you tuning in to give it some attention. So just recognizing, okay, I have this identity. I am, whatever your word is. And just tune in. Engage all of your five senses. What does it look like? If you could describe it, does it have a shape? Does it have a color? What does it feel like? If you could touch it, what would this identity feel like? Is it smooth? Is it sticky? Is it rough? If you can smell it, does it have a scent? You could taste it. What would it taste like? And if it had a voice, what would it sound like? Now, these identities, they feel that they've done us, they've kind of accumulated because they want to protect us. Something has hurt us at some point. There's been accumulations of different thoughts, ideas, or memories, beliefs within the family or childhood, whatever it is. And this identity feels like it's there to help you. It's trying to get you what you want. It's masking a wound, but it's acting out in different ways that often aren't serving our true need. So what we're going to do is we're going to get curious to tune in. What is this identity really needing? What is it wanting? So just using your five senses, kind of having this kind of imaginary conversation, just tune into your I am identity And what is it wanting? It's like if we're exposing that wound, and this identity thinks it's trying to get us what it's needing or wanting. But is it? So for an example, my identity is I am real, and it's wanting to be expressed. And is it? No. I'm not saying, okay, I don't want to do dishes. I'm not saying I'll cook the meal and you do dishes. I'm not going on a go along saying, oh my goodness, I am feeling so scared right now, but here I am. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not really being authentically expressed. And so oftentimes there's just this mishap of getting our needs met. It's trying, this identity of I am real is trying, but it's continually feeding false ways of trying to get that because it's masking the deeper wound. So it's scary for me to say, oh my goodness, I really have a hard time feeling expressed. I can't say what I'm feeling. I don't want to be misunderstood and all this other stuff. That's a lot harder to say than what have you. All right, so have we all heard the want from our identity? I am lost. And what is that identity, I am lost? What is it wanting? What is it needing? Good. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we've become aware. We have this identity. We now are consciously aware of these needs within us. And so our role now is to start exploring what is a healthy approach. So it's like, okay, I want to be expressed. What is more of a healthier approach to self-expression than what I've been doing so far? So what is a healthier approach to nurture feeling lost? What is a healthy approach for connection? So it's kind of like we're taking responsibility now. It's like, okay, I've recognized I have a need. What is the best, healthiest way for me to fulfill that need? And so this is a big step of taking responsibility. It's not going to be anyone else's fault in our environment. It's not abundance's responsibility for me to be expressed. That's what I've said so far. Oh dear. So it's not anyone else's fault. This is me saying, okay, I'm going inward. For me, this inner child, how am I going to take and own up being responsible to set up an environment to create some healthy behaviors to express myself? That's our question. We're going to go inward and just start exploring what are some healthier behaviors or different approaches to fulfill that need. Okay, so now we've all established, okay, we have a healthy approach. This is a healthier way for me to fulfill my need. Now, is this identity really necessary anymore? Its role, it's served its purpose for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to release that. So closing your eyes again, taking some nice big deep breaths, and just getting in touch using your 5 senses, tuning into this this identity, whatever your I am identity is. And breathe into it, give it some attention, and just give it a moment to share its story. What happened? Is there different memories or thoughts that will pop up? There may or there may not be. But just imagine this identity as like a little child, giving it time and attention, hearing its its story. And it was here trying to serve us. It was here trying to provide us with needs. So we're going to use a technique called Ho'oponopono. And Ho'oponopono, it's a mantra that's going to help us release and synthesize this identity. So, you know, our body, that wherever this location it's been stored, you might actually have physical symptoms at this area, you might not. This area of the body has been trying to uphold and portray and kind of serve us. And now we're going to regain and let it have its strength and energy back. So we're just going to use the Ho'oponopono, and it's I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. That's the 4 stages of Ho'oponopono. So I'm sorry is starting just to recognize, oh my goodness, look at how all these behaviors that I've been behaving that haven't been in service to me. Please forgive me is this letting go, allowing and unraveling those ties. Thank you is giving gratitude. Thank you so much for protecting me. Thank you so much for trying to fulfill this need for me. And I love you is going back into the self-love of owning, okay, I'm going to love myself enough to create a new environment. I'm going to love myself enough to change my behaviors to fulfill this need. So just tuning in again, I'm going to repeat this about 3 more times. You might notice a shift or gurgle of the tummy. You might even just kind of want to move, however that feels for you to help release this identity. Feel free to do so for yourself. So I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Nice big deep breath one more time. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So this Ho'oponopono is a really strong energy thing that you can integrate into any area that you're having any other conflicts to as well. So just feel that. Has everyone felt the shift, did that identity dissolve? And now just kind of just take note, get curious. What does that area of the body look and feel like now? It probably has space. It probably has a bit more movement. You might even feel drawn for it just to link up to the heart. Okay, so the last step of this exercise is to commit to yourself. What is one simple action you can do in the next 24 hours that can start creating this new change, that can start nurturing this new desire, this need in the body? Now, it doesn't have to be this huge life-altering thing. It certainly can be, but it can be something simple of like, okay, so whenever I'm faced with this feeling fake, what is one simple action I can do is maybe just speak my truth. Set a boundary, not do it, whatever the case might be. So it doesn't have to be huge, but as soon as you take one simple step, we can start integrating this. That's what starts recreating a new pattern. And the more that we can continually keep repeating this, it's going to create new habits that's going to be in alignment to self. Awesome. So from this first exercise, there's 2 simple exercises you can actually take away from that. As soon as you blame, you point your finger to somebody or something, Christmas, whatever the case is, just remember there's always going to be 3 fingers coming back. And as soon as we can start recognizing that bit within us, things can start shifting and changing. But the other one you can often use is the Ho'oponopono. So I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Use that mantra anytime you're feeling stressed, anytime you're having conflict, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling the lack or the too much. Use that Ho'oponopono to tie in, to help synthesize and shift that. Awesome.
Thank you, Lasha. And as Lasha said, you can use those two exercises, but you can also go back through your big brain drain you had and repeat her series for all of the questions she just took you through watching this recording, and work all sorts of things. Okay, so now we're going to move on to another exercise. This exercise was inspired by Christy Marie Sheldon. She's got some abundance work, clearing work. I actually use this technique quite a lot in my own life and in my sessions and in all sorts of ways. So it can be expanded beyond just working with it in this realm, but it's also very effective for that. And a lot of you probably have experienced it with me before. But I think since we're working abundance, I'd like to work the two polar opposites we talked about. I'm not enough, or just not enough, or too much. So these two belief systems, we're going to take a look at and use this exercise using those two concepts. So just let's start with not enough. Just take a moment and write down or reflect in your life areas in which there's not enough, not enough sleep, not enough veggies, not enough time. That's a big one. So just write down all that, just so you can start to gather all the ways in which you experience not enough. Okay, I'll give you 30 seconds to do that. If you want to share some of those in the chat, go for it. That'll help us all connect with the various ways in which we're buying into this belief, not enough. Okay, so to start this technique, just kind of get comfortable. If you can relate to, not enough energy, good one. Yeah, I can totally relate to that. So get comfortable and close your eyes. I'm going to guide you through some steps. You don't need to write anything down unless you want to. What we're going to do, the first step, is to connect with what's referred to as universal consciousness, source, 0 point field, the light. There's many names for this energy. And basically what it is it's what we're drawing upon here is all potential, all possibility. This is who we are at our very core. It's our true nature, and it's not limited by anything. So we're going to connect with that. We're going to use a little technique. So get comfortable and close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in. And I want you to just imagine the pure white light of consciousness, whatever that looks like for you, coming in through the top of your head, down through your entire body, all the way to your feet, just filling the entire space of your whole body and being. The pure white light of consciousness, containing all potential and all possibility. And now imagine that same pure white light of energy coming from the center of the earth, up through your feet, filling your entire body all the way to the top of the head. Now feel those two energies meet in your heart center. And now just ask, where in your body are you storing this belief? that there's not enough? Where has this belief imprinted itself upon you, on your physicality? Just feel the tense areas in your body. And when you've found the spot, allow the pure white light of energy here in the heart center. Allow that to go to that area and completely fill that space. Allowing it to erase and remove any marks this belief has left on your body-mind. And now, I'm going to ask a question and allow anything to pop in. Use all of your senses. You may hear something, you may feel, you may smell, taste, you may get a visual. Just allow all your senses to engage. And the question is, at what age and what event did you learn this belief, there's not enough? What happened and when? Just allow those images to come up. Allow the feelings to be there. And I'm going to add my own question in here before we release it. And that is, what would you lose if you could no longer believe that there isn't enough? In other words, imagine there's endless, infinite amounts of anything you desire. Imagine that. And now just feel into what's uncomfortable about that. There's endless amounts of food, energy, time, movement. There's endless amounts of love, joy. And that's going to feel good in many ways. But just ask, what is uncomfortable about that? What would I lose if I allowed that to be the truth? And that shows you some of the motivation for hanging on to this belief. Okay, now let's go ahead and clear it. We're going to clear it across all time, space, dimension, and reality. So just say in your head, I clear this experience. Remember, this experience is what you are drawing upon to create your current reality, because in that moment you believed it to be a truth or a safety mechanism. So just ask for it to be cleared across all time. So from your past, from your present, from the now, all space, all dimensions, and your reality. Take a nice deep breath in. Okay. That's the Christine Marie Sheldon exercise on not enough. There's not enough. Let's flip that now and do it on too much. There's too much, or I'm too much, whichever you relate to more. There's the concept of being too much. I'm going to move through it a little bit quicker this time. So just connect with all the ways in which there's too much. There's too much greed. There's too much indulgence. There's too much emotion. I am too emotional. I am too lazy. All these different ways in which we're too much. Too much need. Too many thoughts. Too many excuses. I like it. Okay, so we can all connect with parts of our life that have shown us that there's too much, right? Let's take a nice deep breath in, connecting with that pure white light of consciousness coming in through the top of the head, filling your entire body. All the way to your feet. And now imagining the pure white light of consciousness coming in from the center of the earth up through your feet, all the way to the top of the head, filling the entire body. Feel them meet in your heart center. And now let's find out where in the body this belief, there's too much or I'm too much, has imprinted itself upon your body. Then take that pure white light of consciousness and allow it to fill that area, completely erasing any marks, any imprint. Good. And now let's ask at what age and what event occurred that led to this belief. So what is the starting point for you in believing that you are too much or there is too much? Allow any images, thoughts, feelings, sounds, smells, tastes, surface. And now ask yourself for a moment, you can no longer believe you're too much, so you're enough. So just imagine that there's the right amount, total and complete satisfaction. Imagine that for a moment, in that event. And then just feel into what's uncomfortable about that. Total and complete satisfaction. Oh boy, to me it feels like there's an end, like it's the end. Okay, let's go ahead and clear that experience across all time, space, dimension, and reality. Just go ahead and repeat that to yourself, asking for the experience to be cleared across all time, space, dimension, and reality. Take a nice deep breath as it dissipates. You no longer need that experience to form your current reality. Okay. Hopefully everyone was able to connect with that. It may take a little bit of practice if that's the first time doing that exercise, but you can go back and repeat that on any type of belief you're experiencing, or on those same things, and find different events that are stuck in the subconscious and therefore influencing your current reality. So there you go. And I'm going to pass it back to Lasha here. She's going to lead us through our last exercise.
Awesome. Thanks, Amanda. So our last exercise is called energy pulling. Now this exercise derived from the bar's Access Consciousness work. And it's a really simple tool that it's just a matter of introducing the concept, and then it's just your own awareness of exercising it. And so it's kind of like you're starting any type of exercise routine. The more you do it, the stronger and more quicker and more effective it's going to become. All right, so it's kind of just a bit of a meditation. I'll guide you to kind of set up that platform for it. But then as soon as we have it set up, it's just something that you tune in. You energize it, you give focus to it. You can do it however often you want to. It's just a matter of kind of setting up that platform for us. So just closing your eyes and just tuning into yourself, allowing your breath to guide you to that place inward, just going inward. And as you bring your attention inward, just feel any defenses, any barriers, any blocks, and just feel them all melt away. A lot of times, as much as we say we want abundance, we're going to have armor and defenses and our excuses and sabotage patterns. So this is our goal, is just to dissolve any barriers. So barriers down, barriers down, barriers down. Or just imagine any armor, any blocks around the heart, the body, that's preventing you from receiving. Whatever imagery, there's no right or wrong. Just feel your body entering into this place of relaxation. But just feel every cell opening up to receive. And with every exhale, just feel your body melt and release and open up. With every inhale, feel that breath opening up, receiving. Exhale, letting it all go. And so just drawing on that white energy, the same white light consciousness energy that Amanda talked about. Just feel that flowing from the top of the head all the way down to every cell of the body, all the way down to the soles of your feet. Feeling that energy expand beyond the body into your Wei Qi, your aura, and beyond. Allowing this to expand your consciousness beyond your current reality into the energy of possibilities. And as it expands, let it melt away any barriers, any defenses, any sabotage patterns, excuses. Feel them all, just surrender and release. Good. I just want you to imagine like a bubble or a balloon and placing it just in front of you. And just imagine it's kind of like a charged magnet where it can attract energy in and let it flow through that bubble and into the body and beyond. So allow it to flow and align into you. Allow it to come up all the way through the top of your head, down the soles of your feet, beyond the body. Just feel this bubble attracting, filling you up, and letting it expand and flow through you. You don't have to synchronize this with the breath, but just feel this bubble, this energy, pulling energy into you. So anywhere you're feeling fatigued, you're feeling exhausted, not enough time, too many needs, feel all this energy filling it all up, melting it all away. And then what I want you to do is bring your focus of abundance. What are you wanting to attract? What would provide and create the sensation or fulfill the idea of abundance? And place all of that within that bubble. It could be a certain goal, it could be certain sensations, whatever it is that you're wanting to experience, imagine that in this bubble. So you could even just put the word abundance in there. You could be specific to certain items and things that you're wanting to attract. You can really take this to mold it to whatever your desire, whatever your needs are at this moment. And then I want you just to begin to feel that magnet pulling and drawing the energy into this bubble, fulfilling and filling them all up, and allowing it to absorb into every cell of the body. And as it absorbs and fills every cell of the body, fill yourself, find yourself, and feel that feeling of feeling full. I'm feeling fulfilled. And as your body feels full, let little trickles of you to come back out. So it's we're filling ourselves up with this self-love, making sure we're filled. We are receiving, opening ourselves up to the energy of receiving, and then the flow back out to life. Let little trickles of you out. So this is the natural energy flow of the heart. This energy of self-love, filling yourself up, opening yourself up to the ability of receiving, and then the gift of sharing you. So sometimes we have it backwards. We give, and we're empty from inside. So this is also realigning the natural flow of the heart energy, allowing and ensuring that you're filled up, pulling that energy to fill you up into every little bit that you want, expanding yourself beyond this current state into the energy of possibilities, creating and feeding those desires, pulling that energy in, and just feel how it would feel to have all that already exists. Now tune in. Imagine life already with all of that abundance. Feeling and experience and imagine life, that everything that you wish for in that bubble is already manifested. And feel that lightness, feel that smile, feel that joy. And then from that place, allow bits of your energy to trickle out. Just taking some nice big deep breaths in. Slowly exhaling. And that's it. That's energy pulling. So feel free at any time just to tune into your bubble. So it's already set up. It's not going to go away. And so anytime, tune in. Imagine and just feel that energy pulling into you and filling you up and feeling that exchange between the flow. Awesome. So that concludes our third exercise.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us here today. We're going to unmute. Well, actually, we'll let you unmute yourself. And if you have any questions or comments or anything, you're more than welcome to share with us.
And so I'm just gonna just let you guys know too, I'm just gonna stop the recording now. So then this will just be our open platform.
Yeah, thank you.